If you're dreaming about Italy this summer, chances are you're thinking about Rome, Venice, Florence, or maybe the Amalfi Coast. But according to a new ranking, one of the best summer destinations in the world is somewhere many international travellers still overlook. Welcome to Puglia, Italy. Located in the heel of Italy's famous boot-shaped peninsula, Puglia has been named the world's most underrated summer getaway. And when you see what this region offers, it's not difficult to understand why. A different side of Italy. Imagine whitewashed villages perched above the sea, crystal clear turquoise water, centuries-old towns surrounded by olive groves, small restaurants serving handmade pasta, fresh seafood, local cheeses, and regional wines. That's everyday scenery in Puglia. Unlike some of Italy's most famous destinations, Puglia still offers travellers opportunities to experience traditional Italian towns without constantly fighting massive tourist crowds. And that's becoming increasingly valuable as places like Venice, Rome, Florence, and the Amalfi Coast continue attracting enormous numbers of visitors. Number 2, why Puglia ranked number 1. A recent study analysed more than 50 lesser-known destinations around the world to find places that combine beautiful scenery, good weather, things to do, reasonable accommodation costs, and manageable visitor numbers. Puglia finished at the top. The region has appeared in more than 16 million Instagram posts, thanks largely to its dramatic coastline, historic architecture, and distinctive whitewashed towns. But despite its growing popularity, Puglia still receives fewer visitors than many of Italy's biggest tourist destinations. Summer temperatures average around 86 degrees Fahrenheit, making the region ideal for travellers looking for a Mediterranean beach vacation. Number 3, the towns you'll want to see. One of Puglia's most photographed destinations is Polignano a Mare. The town sits dramatically above the Adriatic Sea, with white buildings rising from limestone cliffs overlooking brilliant blue water. Then there's Alberobello. This UNESCO World Heritage destination is famous for its unusual trulli houses, small white stone buildings topped with distinctive cone-shaped roofs. Another favourite is Ostuni, often called the White City. Its maze of narrow streets, stairways, arches, and whitewashed buildings creates exactly the kind of old-world Italian atmosphere many travellers imagine when planning a trip to Italy. And farther south you'll find Lecce. Sometimes called the Florence of the South, Lecce is known for elaborate Baroque architecture, beautiful piazzas, churches, cafes, and restaurants. Number 4. Then there are the beaches. Puglia has hundreds of miles of coastline stretching along both the Adriatic and Ionian seas. Depending on where you travel, you'll find rocky coves, dramatic cliffs, sandy beaches, and water that can look surprisingly Caribbean. And unlike some of Europe's most famous beach destinations, it's still possible to find sections of coastline that don't feel completely overwhelmed by international tourism. 5. Puglia may also be easier on your budget. Another reason Puglia stood out in the ranking was value. The study identified more than 830 hotels available for a week-long June stay, with average accommodation costs around $639. Of course, hotel prices can vary considerably depending on the town, property, and travel dates. But compared with some of Italy's most famous destinations, Puglia can offer travellers considerably more flexibility. The region also has more than 1,500 attractions, giving visitors plenty to explore beyond the beaches. Number 6, and don't forget the food. Puglia is one of Italy's great food regions. One of its signature dishes is orecchiette, the small ear-shaped pasta you'll see throughout the region. You'll also find fresh seafood, burrata cheese, focaccia, locally grown vegetables, olive oil, and regional wines. In many smaller towns, eating isn't simply another tourist activity. It's still part of the everyday culture. And for travellers looking for a more authentic Italian experience, that may be one of Puglia's biggest attractions. Number 7. Puglia wasn't the only surprise. The ranking included several other destinations that travellers may want to put on their radar. Okinawa, Japan, finished second. Sometimes described as the Caribbean of Asia, Okinawa combines tropical beaches and turquoise water with a completely different side of Japanese culture than travelers experience in Tokyo or Kyoto. Sardinia, Italy came in third, offering spectacular beaches, archaeological sites, and outdoor adventures. Busan, South Korea ranked fourth, combining beaches, mountains, colourful neighbourhoods, seafood markets, and a dramatic waterfront skyline. And Gdansk, Poland, rounded out the top 5. Its colourful old town, medieval architecture, cooler summer weather, and relatively affordable prices make it an interesting alternative to Europe's heavily visited capitals. The complete top 10 also included Turin, Italy, Cappadocia, Turkey, Nara, Japan, Menorca, Spain, and La Paz, Mexico. But wait, is Puglia really underrated? That's the interesting question. With millions of social media posts and increasing international attention, Puglia isn't exactly a secret anymore. But compared with destinations like Rome, Venice, Florence, and the Amalfi Coast, it still offers something increasingly difficult to find in Italy: beautiful scenery, incredible food, historic towns, Mediterranean beaches, and the opportunity to experience Italy at a somewhat slower pace. So, if Italy is on your travel list, you might want to look beyond the destinations everyone already knows. Because sometimes the best trip isn't about visiting the most famous place. It's about discovering the place everyone else hasn't reached yet. And tell us in the comments, would you choose Puglia over the Amalfi Coast for your next Italian vacation? Thanks for joining us on another adventure. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a journey. From all of us at Travel 360 Productions, safe travels, and we'll see you in the next destination.